And outside the perimeter, it's kind of like a low, like waist-high stone gate that surrounds this little cottage. And outside of it, you just see just one lone solitary guard. He's just sitting on the edge of the fence, and kind of seeing you approach, he immediately stands to attention and brushes himself off and tries to make it look like he wasn't, just relaxing.
Do I recognize him?
I'm gonna say you don't. They kind of routinely change guards out, and although given an honorary plot, he wasn't necessarily like Rael never really had his own personal guard, like a specific one. This would just be one that's kind of assigned to the villa just as a general security detail anyway for the nobles.
Okay. Awesome. Zidane will walk up and ask, hello, is the steward of the estate in?
No, my lord. I haven't seen him in a few days. Who might you be? Who are you to inquire?
I am the inheritor of Father Riel's estate. I was looking for his he presents the ring, is holding it up, and he holds up his hand in such a way that you can also pull back the amulet of the wardens.
Okay. He gives it kind of a quizzical stare. Huh. Well, they never told me. Well, they don't tell me anything, but, well, you got the ring. I don't know what you're showing me the amulet for, but, I respect the ring, and, head on in. If you have any questions, or if you have any, need of my services, I will be out here. I've been assigned to this estate for some time. The old man was a kind old man. I can't say I was ever, can't say I ever had any harsh feeling to him compared to some of the other nobles I served under here.
Right. Well, thank you. Keep up the good work.
Of course, my lord.
Slight smile.
Yep, and he gives you a slight, like a slight bow, and then just stands aside. There isn't really like any gate to this little cottage, just a opening where the surrounding stone fence, like just an opening in the stone fence.
Zidane pauses for a second, seeing the guy bow to him, and is thinking to himself, this is gonna be weird for a while. And since he basically owns the place, he's gonna go up to the front door and open it.
Yep. As you touch the front door and push it open, you feel a brief surge of magic, like pass through your fingertips as you touch the door, but immediately recede. After the slightest of touches, and you see, perhaps even for a brief moment, a bright, like orange runic symbol appear on the door and then disappear. And as you push it open, a candle, like a small room, not lavishly decorated, but not necessarily bare. A small, comfortable-looking bed sits on the left corner. A small table sits to the right, surrounded by two chairs. A table you are familiar with in the sense that you've sat there with Rael before. And a small little kitchenette of sorts adorns the back of the room. It isn't much, but it is all Rael ever really needed. Any other open space in the room, there are hanging plants and potted flowers adorning the windowsills, adorning the rafters. And as you open the door, a candle on the table flares to life with a soft, warm light.
Zidane blinks and looks around. It seems. The old man had his tricks. He did like his theatrics when it mattered. The memory is comforting. Although Zidane's still left there wondering why exactly he left so suddenly. Sighs and goes over to the table and sits down.
Okay.
Is there anyone else in the house, it looks like, or?
Nope. I mean, other than you and Shinari, who is now kind of coming behind you and is curled up at the foot of the bed.
Alright, now that I'm here, don't exactly know what to do. What do you think? He turns over to his companion.
Shinari kind of gives you a, almost like cocks her head to the side, as a, quizzical dog would. Was it not your intent to save your friend?
It is, but how exactly can I help him? You heard what that Idaran said, the ability for me to be a full noble, that would take some time. Wish Riel would actually have told me a little bit more.
She kind of just lays her head down in her paws. He has his reasons, I imagine.
All right. Out of curiosity, Zidane would like to use a divine sense. See if there's anything around as he's taking in the sparse, almost Spartan home.
Okay. I mean, yeah. With the divine sense, the house almost seems to light up. As just light, like celestial good, light energy, like the presence of good just seems to fill the room. I mean, definitely emanating off of Shinari, as to be expected, but even just traces around the room seem to just have wisps of celestial light arcing about. And with that sight, you also notice that rune that you could have swore you saw when you pushed the door open, the door seems to be lit with different runes. All glowing in that similar good aura.
So Zidane knows that this is a safe refuge to come back to.
Yeah, in a sense. You can definitely tell that Riel has, though physical defenses not showing, he's definitely had his hand in purifying this place.
He rubs at his temple, looks over at Shinari and says, "Well, now that we have an ability to go to the stockade, let's go try and see if any of our friends are doing something stupid."
Shinari just nods her head in agreement. And yeah, she gets up, does the long dog stretch, and starts like trotting out the door.
Mm-hmm. And hop on, mount up, and off we go over to the stockade.
Yep.
Where fun things are happening.
And as you leave the house, the door closes softly behind you. A bit of a flash of light as the rune lights and the candle goes out.
With a sad smile, he sets off.
All right. Let's quickly hop over then to... Let's just go ahead and do, just right on the map, let's go to Absinthos.
It's maybe a little bit longer than quick, but yeah. I think at this point the magic gazebo is ready. Or the anti-magic gazebo.
Yeah, unfortunately I figured this session is going to be a lot of, again, kind of a mini session thing because everyone's still split and trying to do things.
I'll try my way to wrap in something. Well, we'll continue.
All right. Yeah, so yes, the servants of your house have prepped a magic gazebo, as it were. Cleaned it out of Father's previous teacups that he's left there. Seems to have been using it more as just a secluded place to drink his afternoon tea and morning tea and his evening tea. And his second
I'll place it towards the middle of the gazebo. I'll shut out all the doors, or do its best to basically drape and hide what I'm doing.
Okay. Yep. They will say that there's a like a rich silk, like a dark purple veil that they keep suspended above the gazebo for that purpose. You are not the only member of the family who desires secrecy and use of this.
Good. Then I place the hex-bladed polearm on the floor, and I kneel.
Okay.
Do what is necessary for the ritual.
Okay. For a while, you hear, well, just kind of the general sound of the world around you. Quiet and muted, of course, but you hear, servants kind of moving about the house. You hear just the general wind and nightlife around you. And as you kind of focus more on the ritual, focusing on your weapon, the symbol that it represents, did you bring the tentacle with you, or is it just the weapon?
I do have the tentacle with me, yes.
Okay.
In a pouch.
Just curious.
Mm-hmm.
And as you kind of focus more and more, the sounds around you seem to just kind of drown out, growing further and further and further, and you yourself seem almost to feel detached from the world. And in front of you, your weapon just seems to, at first, glow lightly, then grow a little bit brighter, and it seems to take on a pulsating light, as if a heartbeat, slow and steady. And a voice, soft at first, crackling at next, seems to echo out in your ears. So you finally decided to call out my name.
Yes, my queen. I have. An agent of chaos wishes to sunder the realms. Infernal, material, elemental. I believe he is scrying on me, which is why I'm in this particular location at this time, to prevent such measures. I need this particular agent is Arestamor, an elven archmage who served this chaotic order, who wishes to destroy everything. I wish to sacrifice him to you when the time comes. But I feel I do not have all the tools I need for it. As he brings out this pickled tentacle. During a recent battle, we fought against large lobsters that seemed to be more coordinated to a point where I believe they are speaking telepathically or some other nonverbal communication. Deception is the foundation of all conflict. And I believe this tentacle could be the key to creating the perfect deception. For the moment, I visibly tell Arestamor that I am with him. That will help bring the end of everything. But deep down, I wish nothing more than to sacrifice him to you. At some level, the irony would be too perfect. An agent of chaos being forced to work endlessly for an agent of order. So I ask of you, please, help me with this.
The weapon grows warm in your hands, and it almost seems to pick up the pace with the heartbeat as wings spread along where the bladed edges of your halberd would be. And you hear again this voice. Interesting concept. However, one thing you have yet to, of which I chose you to begin with, and yet I still need. What is your goal? Such petty triflings of sublimation to appease me, to say you only mean to offer. You're not like the rest of the petty grovelers who come to my altar. What then do you seek? Why so big a prize, if not to bargain?
Because I have seen the actual enemy of the Nine Hells. A void dragon of sorts. Deteriorating the plains.
And do you seek to stop? To aid?
To stop.
Conquer?
Conquest would be most beneficial, however, I believe it is too erratic for pure conquest.
I know of this betrayer. He serves something that no order can tame, though in itself is the epitome of order. Answer me this, then, disciple. How far would you sink? How desperate would you climb out of the lowest low to serve my will and ultimately achieve your goal? Would you go?
My soul is already consigned to you.
Yes.
Wherever is needed.
Your soul is signed to me, yes. And for that I still see you're a willing participant. But would you sacrifice your mind? Would you stake your very sanity?
Depending on what is the ultimate end goal. Yes.
That is what I like to hear. Faust, despite what you may have heard, is not immortal, and the power he wields isn't unique. It doesn't bend, it doesn't serve, it doesn't pick favorites. It merely is. And while I do not undermine my own power, never forget this. I too can open that path. If you wish to glimpse into it, the rewards can be very enlightening.
Will this tentacle lead me to that path?
It will serve as a conduit, yes. A bridge, if you will. Temporary and fleeting, but all you need is but a glimpse. Any more and I fear even you would lose your sanity. If you can live through this glimpse, you shall have the power you seek.
Then I am ready to stare into the abyss.
And you feel that warmth beating of your weapon almost grow instantly cold. Just completely devoid of heat, pulling in everything around it, light, heat, warmth. Even your emotions and just everything. Your very being seems to just get pulled into this blackness that seems to have engulfed your weapon. And the tentacle that resides in your pouch grows warm and hot until it sizzles and fries in your bag until it is no more. And into this void you stare. Go ahead and make me a wisdom saving throw.
I think 20 is good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'll do it. That'll do it. As you
Sorry, could
as
you
you
repeat
feel
the
your-
last 30 seconds? My brother just walked in the room.
I didn't really say anything other than that'll do. As you feel your mind being pulled apart slowly, trying to almost be picked apart and laid bare. But you don't give in. You refocus your mind, holding your weapon as almost as a lifeline of sorts, holding onto it fast. You swear you could hear laughter. But never before have you heard anything of this language or tone. Almost unearthly. And as your mind returns to you, well, more than your mind returns to you. And a brief, sudden, just thrill of realization, of revelation seems to hit you as your mind opens to possibilities of things you never considered, of worlds unknown, before it overtakes you, and you black out in your gazebo. All right.
Kill it with fire. Oh my god. Did anybody see that?
From Darth Thirsty to
Ralph Wiggum. I'm in danger. The whole party.
Correction, I am already in danger.
We are in more danger.
All right.
Good job, Salty. Seriously, that was really cool.
Glad you liked.
Very cool.
I was trying to think of a way to make that fit, and I'm kind of
I
having fun with
appreciated it. That was really good.
And when you brought up the whole aberrant mind thing, I was like, this could play very well into the void. So we'll go with that. Okay. So do we want to go with Alton Whisper, Thamor and company, or do we want to go with Morani and Andros?
Let me ping Noko, see if he's still here.
Kei-chan is awaiting an update to see how she gets pulled out.
I've already talked to Kei-chan a little bit about that. So, yeah. I mean, yeah, out of a game context, I mean, yeah, she definitely seems to need a bit of a break, and that's fine. This is, after all, a game. So, slight Deus Ex Machina, but it works. So,
Noko said he was falling asleep to me, so he was like, "Oh, I gotta get something to wake me up. Ping me when we are ready." So I guess he's not ready yet.
let me double check.
Please do. Many double checkings. We need to get like an animatronic backpack for him that has like a slapper hand on it, and every time we ping it, it kind of comes around the side of his head and
Can we just get a bot that when we activate the bot just pings him every 30 seconds?
Oh, I can make that happen. That's easy. But I don't think it's really going to matter.
Well, no. You do that, but you don't give him permission to alter or like remove the bot.
We're all admins on the server. That might be challenging.
I like my slapper idea.
I like it too. We can do both. Why not both?
Why not both? Yeah, if there's another scene, I would go.
Okay.
Yep. That first.
Then yeah, we'll go ahead and jump to Morani. You just kind of scuttled into Andros' cell. The guard is still kind of like poking around because he saw you scuttle in there, but only saw you as a rat, and then just kind of gave up and went back to his post out in the outer cells. Yeah, you are now a rat in a cage in a literal sense.
Ha ha ha. All right. So I'm just gonna I'm hiding under the cot at this point. I'm just gonna stay hunkered there for a few moments just to make sure the guard isn't going to come walking back this way, and that it's safe as it can be, and once I'm comfortable that he's not going to necessarily come wandering back this way, I just kind of edge myself out from underneath the cot just so that I'm just at the outer edge, and can I see Andros from where I'm standing? He's on the cot, right?
Yeah, and Andros saw you dive in as well, unless he was really just not paying attention.
Mm-hmm.
But
okay,
He
so
probably didn't think anything of it. It's just kind of like he's
he said it
kind of
was a nice cell.
Yeah, he's sitting with his his back against the wall. His feet are kind of it's kind of sitting up with the cot, and he's just leaning back and kind of whistling a tune.
all right, so I'm gonna mind link with Barnacle, and I'm gonna say, Barnacle, say nothing. It's me, Morani. Just look down.
See him lean forward and peer over the edge of the cot.
I kind of give him a wave with my tail.
You see him kind of go quizzical, and he's like, pulls back, looks back over again.
Don't speak aloud, but if you speak to me in your mind, I'll be able to hear you.
Well, I knew you could turn into a rat. I didn't know you could speak in my mind. Does that happen?
Oh, that's a conversation for another time. Let's just say that it's something I can do and leave it at that for now.
Well, ain't you special?
I have my moments. Just haunted a guy. Pretty great.
Really? Was that the commotion I heard?
Yeah, probably. He seems quite convinced that there is a ghost up there, so certainly gave me the opportunity I needed to sneak away.
Well played. Oh, I enjoy that. Wish I could have been there to see it, but obviously I'm here.
Yeah, so about that, let's just go ahead and address the elephant in the room, as it were.
I mean, you're
What
a
the
rat,
hell?
so...
Well, fair, but yeah, would you mind explaining to me exactly what's going on here?
Depends on where you want to start.
Are you saying this out loud, by the way, or is this mind link low?
This is all
This is
mind
mental.
linked.
This is
Okay,
mental.
okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Well, why don't we just start with the basics? Is Barnacle really your name?
Yes and no.
Do me a favor, Barnacle, and just give me straightforward answers, okay? I mean, I just had to sneak through a prison.
Right, sorry. Have it. Barnacle. Barnacle's a persona. It's a name I gave myself a while back. When I left home.
How long have you been Barnacle?
I think it would have been 10 years next month.
All those stories that you told about being a sailor, was all of that true?
Yeah. I've been on the seas for 10 years as Barnacle.
So, what's your real name?
Andros. Oh, seems weird saying that. I haven't said that name in a long time.
Feel
Yes.
like this is probably an obvious question, but why the deception?
I was... I had a life I didn't care for. And... a certain person who was... unkind to me. And in a position of power that I couldn't resist. So I ran. Like a coward.
It's not cowardly to escape that which is threatening your life, Andros.
I understand. I ran from my life. I could have had a life. And I ran from it. I threw it all away. Because I was
You
scared.
told
Because I was a fucking coward.
You told me once that life has a way of putting you exactly where you need to be. Do you still think that's true?
It doesn't give a shit about you. You end up where you
Perhaps.
are. And that's it. That's your lot in life. There's no fate. There's no... Sure, there's gods. They don't care about you. You deal with the day-to-day. It's... No,
Fuck the world. Fuck the gods. They may not care about you. Who cares? It's not them that matter. It's the relationships that you form here. The people that care about you here.
Yeah, sure. And here I am again. another position, another place where I'm not in control. People above me have all the power.
Let me just ask you one question, Andros. Can I trust you?
Probably not.
At least
That was
he's
more of a
honest.
question, wasn't it? At least he's honest.
I'm just being honest with you. I'm an asshole. I've been running
We're
my whole
all
life.
assholes.
First moment things get difficult, I tuck tail and literally and run. Only this time I had a magical amulet that could change my face. Gave me a new life. One where I was free to roam, free to explore. It was a good life. I had lots of good friends. Met a few broads. They didn't really care for me, but, well, systemic of the face, you know. But I was happy. That's all gone now. Past is... it's back. With a lot more strings attached too, apparently.
The past doesn't have to shackle you.
No, but you see, that's the thing. The past is what brings us to where we are here. I wouldn't have been here if I didn't run, if I didn't have my past.
The past is the past. That doesn't have to define you. If you had a chance to get out there, grab life by the horns, and show it that you mean business, would you?
Well, part of me would say yes, of course. But... maybe that part was Barnacle. I don't know. I'm in a fucking jail cell. Likely to get tried and probably executed tomorrow. All because some fucking elf didn't like the fact that he tried to kill me and we retaliated. Not to mention fucking everyone in this town looks at me like I'm... well, I mean, look at me. I'm fucking blue. Where did that come from?
Let me ask you something. Barnacle was a mask. But that was still you, wasn't it?
Yeah. I played a pretty good old man, didn't I? Had you guys all fooled? Had everyone all fooled? Shit.
You may have fooled us physically, but despite the blueness now, I don't know you any less than I did an hour ago.
This doesn't bother you then, huh? The whole mask, the horns, the tail, ooh, the creepy fingers. That even got, well...
Andros.
kind of puts his finger in his mouth. Nope, those are flat. Thought they were sharp. I forgot, actually.
Andros, I am the last person in this world that could judge someone for hiding what they really are.
What, because you can turn into a rat and talk to people in their mind?
No, not just because of that. Let's just say that you're not the only one that has secrets.
Well, I should hope not. Everyone's got their secrets. I'm just apparently a demon spawn. Woohoo!
Well, one could argue perhaps that you're not the only one. But that's a conversation for another time.
Sure, yeah. So
For now.
how long can you stay like that? Is this like a permanent thing? Are you permanently a rat?
Well, no, but that is a good question. How long does this last? Just until
I think it's
I can't
half your
remember
level. I think it's half your level, so you
I
can
think,
be in it.
yeah, Druid is weird for... Druid isn't polymorph, because it's actually something else.
I'm pretty sure it's half your level rounded down.
I hate to interrupt real quick. I'm going to BRB for like 2 minutes. I need to let the dog out. I don't know if you heard her whining a second ago.
Sounds
Oh,
good,
is that
yeah.
what that was? All right.
Yeah. All good.
Yeah, Dreg is right. It's half hours, half your level round down in hours.
Half my level round down. Okay, so that would be
2 hours.
That would be 2 hours for me. Okay.
Anyway, you can turn into a rat. I can shoot lightning out of my fingers.
I can talk to you in your mind. You didn't know that before?
That's fucking weird. Not the weirdest thing I've seen in my life, but sure. What did you follow me here for?
Because you're my friend. And I don't know what brought you to this point, but I know that you don't deserve to be here. And if I can do anything to ensure that you get out of this, I wanted to try.
Well, that's admirable. I suppose, thank you. I don't know if I don't deserve to be here. I did drop a chandelier on that ass's head. That was pretty great, though.
After he tried to have us kill, I'd say that that's justified.
He's meddling with their minds, too. I don't know if you heard him, but...
Oh, I definitely did, and that is definitely cause for concern. That's just all the more reason why you can't stay here. I don't want to see you dead. And it's looking like that is a very real possibility if we don't do something quick.
What does my life matter in the scheme of things? There's a fucking undead dragon that's gonna murder the whole world. At least that's what I understood, right? I wasn't dreaming that, right?
And not unless I was too. But just because there's danger on the horizon doesn't mean that we should just lay down and give up.
See, there's a little part of me. That little part of me, maybe it's from Barnacle, I don't really know. Magic is weird. Trust me, I don't understand magic at all. This is all... It's 3 months ago. I wasn't able to do any of this. I was a sailor, an old man on a boat with a compass and mates around me. But anyway, there's a small part of me that wonders, do I stay? Do I try to warn someone about whatever this thing is that's coming? I mean,
You don't have to stay in order to warn.
Who's going to listen to me as a fugitive? I mean, I'm incarcerated already, so if I'm going to be brought before, I don't know, what was it, a noble score? I think the king might be there, right? He might be worth listening to. Not speaking to. Unless that's not how this kingdom works. I assume the king would preside over court matters of nobility.
But you'll be on trial for being a fugitive. Do they really think they'll listen to you then? If you're going to be given the side eye for your criminal status, why would you stay in a place that you know you could end up dead tomorrow if you remain?
Somebody's got to find out about this. I mean,
You're right.
We're just adventurous. I'm a fucking sailor. I don't know nothing about undead dragons ruining the world. Fuck, I don't even know. The sea apparently wants to kill me. Like, in the last fucking month and a half or so that I've known you guys, the world is fucking tipped upside down. There's magic coming out of my fingers. There's undead dragons. There's an ocean that wants to murder me. Don't we?
And that is all completely fucked up, Andros. I'm not saying it isn't, but
Why do I not run away from that? That's just another thing. Why don't I revert to type? Huh? Or spring me out of here and I disappear, huh? What if that happens? What if I get cold feet? Then what? Now you're all fugitives. You're
Andros.
all wanted for the law. No, you can't do this for me. I won't let you fucking take the fall for me.
Andros, we may already have a target on our backs simply for being affiliated with you. I mean, it doesn't matter if you stay here or not. And if we are going to be targeted because of this, then wouldn't it make more sense to stick together, strengthen numbers and all that? And Andros, this is all just completely messed up, but you don't have to go through this alone. I don't know what led you here, but you're not alone now. You've got friends. And that's what friends do. They look out for each other.
Oh, I've got a rat talking to my mind on the floor.
I'm back.
I don't know what happened to the rest of them.
We all kind of split up when you got taken away. I just followed. I just reacted. I don't know what happened to the others, but...
So I've got one friend and a whole bunch of people who didn't want to be affiliated with me.
You don't
I
know
guess that's
that.
better than nothing.
They could be coming up with solutions of their own. I didn't think to stop and ask before I just made a decision.
It's up to
Andros, you can't just give up. I know you well enough by now to know that you are capable than so much more of what you give yourself credit for. You don't have to be the coward who turns tail and runs. Pun not intended, given your current physical state. I'm sorry.
These are weird, by the way. Anyway, sorry.
Yeah, they are a little bit. I'm not used to them. Don't just give up, Barnacle. Andros. Take the help that you're being offered.
Fine, my little ratty friend. What help can we do?
If I can get rid of that guard, do you think we can get out of here?
I'm sure there are more guards after him.
It would have to be quick. But one step at a time.
Can you turn into something that can swim?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not a bad swimmer. I've learned how to swim pretty well. I wonder if there's any water. I know we're near the bay. There's got to be sewers or something.
Well, it's certainly not the most luxurious of options, but they are rather limited.
Salty.
Yes.
Did they take, like, his... I knew they took his weapon. They took Andros's weapons. Did they take, like, his pack and everything as well? Is he just basically just the clothes on his back?
No, they only took the weapon. And, like, any visible weapons, but they kind of left your pack for the most part.
Okay. He's gonna reach into his pack. He's gonna pull out the sapphire.
Okay.
He's gonna hold it in his hand, and he's like, "So you know, I told you how the sea wants to kill me.
I remember.
They gave me this. I don't know why. I mean, they said if I wanted something about real power or something, but it's got runes all over it. It's. I wonder if it can help us find water."
Certainly worth a try. Salty, did you say that the are the floors and walls of this prison stone or?
Yeah, they're like a carved work stone.
Okay.
With iron fences, like gates being put up in the front to act as a cell wall door of that side.
Okay. Hold on a second here. I'm trying to get an idea of the capabilities of this spell that I'm thinking of using here. Okay, so mold earth can be used for dirt or stone.
Okay.
Could I use mold earth to make a tunnel? Like through the wall?
Let me see. Mold earth. Portion of certain dirt you can see and fits on the 5 foot. You manipulate in the following ways.
Yeah, I realize it'll have to
you can
be
instantly excavate it.
Just don't have that guard see you.
Oh, I've got plans for the guard, trust me.
It technically doesn't say. It doesn't necessarily say you can, because it says you can. If it's loose earth, you can excavate it. But it's stone. If the dirt or stone your target is on the ground, you can cause it to become difficult terrain.
But I can't remove stone.
I don't think so. At least not in the spirit of the spell, it seems, because it's not loose earth, so you can't really excavate it. At least not in the way I'm reading the way this would work. Let's see. Yeah, it seems. What's JC? Well, it doesn't really matter because people are saying that. But I mean, technically, it's like loose stone. Basically, anything that's not solid stone can be potentially considered loose dirt. But yeah, for solid stone, it would probably not work in this particular scenario.
Okay.
At least not in that particular way, though. You can give me another way to do it, or think of some other way. Maybe it'll work, but I don't foresee that being a way to work, because then it'll also give you some pretty nasty uses of that spell later for, like, if you want. Technically, that would allow you to also, like, carve through literal walls and such.
Right.
I think that's what stone shape is for, and that's like a 5th level spell.
Yeah.
Right. I do have Pass Without Trace, so I mean, if we needed to make a run for it, I've got that's +10 to our stealth. But considering we're really literally running through a prison, I don't know how effective that's going to be.
Listen, don't mean to interrupt you, but I really got to piss. Andros like stands up and walks to the bars and sticks his head out. Oi, God!
Yeah.
You mind taking me to the pisser? I really got a leak.
Well, you're in the nice cell. There's a nice corner you can go in.
Really? That's how you treat a guy in the nice cell? The general put me here on purpose. I am an esteemed prisoner. I will be obviously speaking to the nobles' court. And you tell me to piss in the wall?
He rolls his eyes and goes, "Oh, pardon me, esteemed prisoner. Shall I fetch you a bucket?"
Sure. Could you have Bolton bring it?
Are you trying to get...
He and I are good friends. We go way back. Like,
You hear him shuffle off a little bit. Another cell door opens, and you just kind of hear him shuffling around. Then he marches back over to your cell and chucks in this rusty old-looking pail. There's your bucket.
I suppose thank you. You could be a little nicer about it. I'm not being rude to you.
Well, you could try not being a criminal, and then I wouldn't need to be in this dank, dirty dungeon.
I believe you have chosen your lot in life, and I've chosen mine. Mine was not criminal, but, here we are.
Yes, and I'm the Duke of Galaran.
Oh, really? I know the king. He and I go way back, too.
He just sits there, pinches the bridge of his nose before kind of rubbing his hand along his face and just trudging on back to his post.
By the way, what was your name?
Ones. I ain't telling the likes of you.
Well, why not? It's just a friendly question.
Last I know, you were some kind of caster or something, some devil horn criminal. I'm not giving you my name to using your magics.
Right, then I will call you Piss Bucket. Get a big grin on his face. Or you could give me your name.
I wonder if the nobles' court would notice an arm or leg missing.
Oh, you'd have to stash it somewhere.
Wouldn't be too hard.
I mean, I'm right here if you want to kill me, but I'm sure your captain wouldn't appreciate a prisoner being dead in the cells. There's got to be somewhere you can off me.
He kind of just stares at you, almost flabbergasted, like just the gall of a prisoner talking about. Like most prisoners he deals with, usually are just either quiet, solemn, abusive, or pleading. He doesn't normally get the snarky ones. And with kind of a huff, he just, you know what? Just take your piss and shut up. And he just marches to the other, like, further end of the hallway.
Right, bye, Piss Bucket.
I'm not listening.
But you heard me.
Not listening.
He turns back and starts thinking again. Can you still hear me?
Yes.
This is pretty cool. Wish I could do this. Anyway, I don't think our god's going to cooperate congenially, but what did you have in mind? By the way, turn around. I got a piss.
I turn around and just let him do his thing.
I'm waiting. What were you thinking?
Quick side question. Does urine count as water that he can manipulate?
I am feeling I'm going to have to answer this question shortly anyway, so let's see what happens.
God.
We all knew this was coming as soon as the bucket got involved.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
I knew it. I immediately knew it.
Oh no.
Anyway, okay, question, Salty, real quick about the cell. The bars of the cell. Do they extend fully from wall to wall, or is there
Yes.
like stone on the corner?
I mean, there's stones. So the cells are. Think of it like an almost attempt at a square room, more like a cave cut out, with bars over the opening. So there is still stone kind of surrounding it. It's not like wall, like on the map where those silver squares. My artistic abilities are amazing there. That would be kind of where, like, the gate is, the iron bars and gate, and then around that is stone.
Okay, I've got you. I have to be in this cell in order to get line of sight on where the guard's standing. I mean, even if I have to poke my head out a little bit or whatever.
You'd have to kind of be in the hallway. I mean, though poking your head out, you could probably see him around the corner. Pretty relatively straight little corridor of sorts.
So okay. Okay, in theory, if I were to pop out of my wild shape and just be in my regular form, could I look out of the bars and down the hallway and see him?
Yes.
Yes, okay. And he doesn't have line of sight inside the cell right now, right?
He doesn't have line of sight inside the cell. If he were to spot you or look that way, he might see your head poking out the bars. Though whether or not he will know it is you, or even see you, or anything else, I mean, you don't really know.
Okay. Hold on just a second here. If I have Pass Without Trace active, can I still cast spells?
It's a concentration, so you couldn't cast another concentration spell. But yes.
So as long as it's not another concentration spell.
Yeah, if you cast another concentration spell, it just drops the concentration of the first one.
Yep.
Okay. All right. Okay. Still mind linked with Barnacle. I'm gonna tell him. No matter what happens, you see nothing. Do you understand?
Well, I saw a rat. I'm pretty sure that's okay.
Just trust me, okay?
Sure. I think I can lie for you.
Okay. Here we go. All right. So, still as a rat, I'm going to like hug this corner over here.
Okay.
And kind of just as snug back against that corner as I can get. I'm going to pop out of my wild shape and immediately cast Without Trace on myself.
Okay.
And I just look at Andros and I give him a quick little wink. And I kind of peer out of the bars so that I can see this guard.
Does Pass Without Trace have vocal to it all?
Focal? Hold on.
What's focal?
Vocal.
Okay.
Oh, vocal components.
Yes, it does.
Um,
Can I just whisper it?
just roll me a stealth roll then, real quick, and see if.
Or Barnacle, can you cough really loudly right now as I'm doing this?
Or I guess increase the volume of the stream. I mean,
Barnacle just kind of finish up and start kind of humming a song. Start singing a song. He'll start singing a sea shanty or something.
go ahead and roll. I still want the stealth roll, but go ahead and roll advantage then.
All right.
Sugar and tea and rum.
Stealth with advantage. Natural 20.
All right, yeah, almost in tune with his the sea shanty. You managed to get the spell off, and the guard is none the wiser. He's just sitting there rolling his eyes at Andros singing and singing while doing his business. Okay.
All right, so once I see the guard, I'm going to mind link with the guard.
Gosh. All right.
And I'm just going to say, "You have displeased me."
With a bit of a start, the guard just kind of jolts up, weapon in hand. Who said that? Who goes there? And his first thought is he immediately turns, like, kind of facing the cell. Is this your magics, you blue devil?
Hey, now the Wellerman comes, bring us sugar and tea and rum. What? Did you say something, piss bucket?
And I just continue. You have partaken in the wrongful imprisonment of an innocent man. You have displeased me.
Roll me a performance against him, because
This is performance, all right.
yeah, because
Intimidation? Or
performance or intimidation, depending on kind of what you're going for in terms of like a theatrical or you're straight up trying to terrify this poor dude.
Okay, and now that I'm out of my wild shape, I'm going to use guidance.
Is guidance a concentration or no?
No, it's a cantrip.
Guidance is concentration.
Oh, is it really?
Mm-hmm. It lasts for a minute.
Shit. Okay. Oh, I thought it was just before each roll. Okay, never mind.
It lasts a minute. Yep.
Okay, Salty, quick question.
Yeah.
My visage of the dreamer, does that count as concentration as well? Or
I don't believe I made that a concentration. I believe that was a kind of like a trait and not a concentration.
okay, perfect. I'm going to use that then, and I get advantage on persuasion and deception.
Okay, are you going to? Okay, you're doing visions of dreams.
Yes.
Okay. Interesting. Or didn't expect to use a psychic link. Huh. Okay.
Can I make this persuasion or?
Depending on how you're wording it. If you're trying to like scream at him saying you've wrongfully imprisoned like this guy and you're going, that's definitely more intimidation. If you want to try to word it or play it out as you're trying to persuade him, because the visage you're going for, visions of dreams, is the idea you're trying to like charm someone basically. And as you've kind of seen from your prior use, it seems like it takes on a known figure of some kind from the target.
Okay.
Versus a vision of horror, which would be a little bit more of that like intimidation-esque thing, but it kind of plays a little differently.
What if I phrase it in such a way that it's oh no, that would still be intimidation then. Shit. Okay, well, I'll just go with this for now. If I end up needing to go to a more persuasive tactic later, at least I've still got that up.
Okay.
So intimidation is what we decided.
Yeah, if you're gonna go with the route of like trying to scare him into being like you're trying to legitimately scare him or convince him that he's like imprisoned the wrong man out of fear, then yeah, it's definitely gonna be intimidation.
Okay. Oh please.
Okay. Let me see. fucking roll a 4. Okay.
This poor guy.
Yes. He kind of cowers a little bit. He gives kind of one last like threatening glare over at you, Andros, but seeing that you're still singing and pissing as you do so, apparently, he's absolutely convinced that it's not you screwing with his head, and he kind of like cowers a little bit. Goes, okay, all right, whoever you are, obviously, it's not my place to make the deception, but if this is an innocent man, what would you have me do?
So you are just following orders, is that it? What kind of weak man must you be to blindly follow orders when you know that you may be meddling in the lives of innocents?
He kind of like stuttered. I don't make the orders. I don't even know this prisoner. I'm just told what to do, and I serve the king loyally and Bolton through him. And whoever you are, just don't hurt me, all right? Obviously, you've got some form of way to talk to me that they hear because nobody else is responding to my. I sound crazy. All right. I can't. What would you propose I do? All right, if this is truly an innocent man or whatever it be, I can't just let him walk out. They'll have my head.
What do you do with a drunken sailor? What do you do with a drunken sailor?
Shut up, and please.
Longest kiss ever.
No, he's shaking. He's done. He peeks out, pulls his head back in. Everything all right, piss pocket?
Yes, sir.
Now that's much better.
You see him look at Marani with like a quizzical look, like points at her.
I just give him a massive wink.
All right, so mysterious voice inside my head. What do you want? Just look, I'll be honest, I'm just a guard. Nothing really of importance. You want someone to go talk to Bolton, go freak his mind out.
Not dealing with Bolton, I'm dealing with you. Find a reason to lead him out of here. And once you are a safe distance away, look away.
Look, mysterious voice inside my head. I couldn't get past the front door if I wanted to, if I had a good reason.
Hold on.
Captain of the guard will just kill me on the spot.
Oh, I'm sure you're plenty resourceful. You can come up with a reason to lead him out of this place.
And then I get stabbed. So it's stabbed by the illusory foe in my head, or stabbed by the real captain of the guard, standing outside, looking for an excuse to probably stab me.
Do you have sewer access here?
Voice thing, what do I even call you? You one of the deities? I'm not much of a praying man. Is this vengeance for not going to the chapel?
you had, you wouldn't be hearing me now.
Oh no.
We have two
I
party
always said it
members.
would be my... anyway. Alright. I don't have any sewer. It says we don't have... The sewer wouldn't be down, to my knowledge, down a couple levels. And even then, it's just a grate run along the floor that we tossed refuse and a few prisoners who don't make it past their cell terms out in.
Oh, but I think that would do splendidly, don't you?
Didn't you say he's an innocent man?
He doesn't deserve to be here, and our options are clearly limited if we are to release him from this place.
Did he wonder why I don't go to chapel? You want me to take this supposed innocent man and toss him in the sewer?
He would end up in a place away from here, which is a sight better than potential execution.
Oh no, he's gone. And they'll come after me for it. I can't. There's too much. If he's truly innocent, just talk to the judge when they take him to trial. Yeah, just convince the nobles. You're a goddess, right?
You know as well as I do that they are not going to listen to what they have already deemed to be a dangerous fugitive. They have already decided his guilt. And you suggest that we leave his fate in their hands?
God, goddess can't even convince a new one. Go ahead and roll me another either intimidation or persuasion, depending on what you're trying to kind of give one last like push here at this point, because he's
Okay.
teetering. He's still worried about his own self-preservation at this point as well, so it's definitely
Okay.
not like an easy choice.
Okay, so I'll go the persuasion route, and I've got advantage.
Okay, you're gonna do the Visage of Dreams.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah!
Ow.
Yes!
Spooky
Yes!
rat. Spooky rat.
Paymore, we need your nat ones. Come back.
Yeah!
These are good dice.
And as you're kind of like wording this into place, your eyes glow from the dark recesses that you've hidden yourself, and this guard on the fence, kind of walking back and forth, pacing, trying to figure out a way to abide by this voice, the supposed god in his head, and potential execution for letting a prisoner out. Kind of like stops looking in the cell, like kind of curiously, and his eyes grow a bit wide. And he just kind of like staggers back a little bit. Ma? You're a goddess now? No. I knew you were always heavenly. You went to church every Sunday and... Alright. You, blue gentleman. It seems, against my initial judgment, some goddess and others are on your side, and I would be wrong to not listen to them. Alright. Okay, just, right, okay. Okay. Just stand against the wall, okay? If you're truly as innocent as she says you are.
Who are you talking to, mate? Me?
None of your business.
You want me to stand against the wall?
Yes.
Like the side wall, the back wall?
The back
By the
wall.
piss- By the piss
Sure.
bucket.
Yes. By your
Right.
Yes.
I'm next to my piss bucket, looking at the wall.
Okay, and really quickly, before the guard starts heading this way, I am going to pop back into my wild shape, and since Andros brought up a swimming animal earlier. I'm going to turn into a frog.
Okay.
And I'm going to hop over to Andros and like jump into his pocket.
Oh. And he's like thinks, can you still hear me thinking? No.
I don't think that I can hear him at this point. No.
No, you are still currently mind linked to the guard.
Yeah.
Right.
So the guard.
I'm ready, Mr. Guard. You really could tell me your name. We could be on speaking terms.
The name's Lustron, but don't thank me quite yet. Don't even mention this if my superiors ever found out.
Right, I'll just let them know that Piss Bucket let me out. How about this? I'm not letting anyone know. No one in here has to know. They're all accomplices to a demon. Yes, that's me. Ooh.
Kind of just gives you this like, this look of almost contempt. Looks out, like rolls his eyes up to the top. As are you sure, Ma? Really innocent? Like,
Really innocent, my boy.
he kind of shuffles the keys from his ring and unlocks the cell door, opening it. All right, come along. There's sewer access down 2 flights of stairs. You can pull up the grate and drop into the sewers from there. Just follow the running water route. Hey, before you go, do you have any... I know you've got magics, and if you're truly innocent, like I should know you to be, I guess, do you have any way to make it look like I was overpowered or knocked out or ensorcelled, as you would say? Give me some kind of alibi here.
I could slap you. I mean, yeah, I've got some magics. I mean,
like anything, like I don't know, a brand, like a fake brand, or maybe not a real one, but if that's what it takes, something like. Just, I don't want to be executed, obviously, but temporary, and this is a bad idea.
All right. No, I can give you a mark for a little while. It might only last a bit. It won't last long. I could give you a scar of some sort. I mean, are we going to stand here and talk about it, or are we going to stay walking?
Right. No. Just go ahead and give me a temporary mark, maybe an illusion or something. If you can do those, or
Right, and he just plants his hand right on. Shoot, blanking on his name now. Asked it and I forgot. Damn it. He just plant his hand right on the guard's forehead and prestidigitate, like a demon-y looking mark on his forehead.
Oh. He kind of like pokes at it, like making sure it doesn't hurt.
Don't touch it. Seriously, don't touch it. It could really work. And then you'd be a servant thrall to a demon.
He looks just absolutely fucking horrified. Great job. And then he just kind of like shakes it off, puts a finger up to his mouth. Quiet. Right? Just quietly, let's go.
Do you need to check on me or would make it look the part?
Yeah. He like takes out a pair of cuffs and shackles you. Actually, take the piss bucket. We can use that as an excuse as well.
Sure. Throws the piss against the wall. It's empty now. Right, sorry. And he'll like lift it back into the bucket. Are we saying I can do that?
Oh, that's
sure.
right.
He's horrified and disgusted. This guard has had a rough night.
Water. Great.
Right, we're good now. It's mostly dry.
The sooner I'm done with you, the better. And he just takes off kind of hurriedly down the hall, quietly unlocks the door at the end of the hallway, like pokes his head out, kind of looking up and down the stairs, motions for you to follow, and then quietly starts like leading you down the spiral staircase even further. And as he takes you down about 2 more flights of stairs, decently like sized flights to allow for the size of the cells, at last reaching this bottom carved out area of just rough hewn stone, splitting into multiple corridors, and along the floors are several grates, to which you hear the rushing of water far underneath. He walks over to one particular end of one, unlocks a gate, like a padlock on the gate, and like, lifts it open, and you just, beneath you, you don't really see a whole lot. Even with dark vision, it's still pretty like dim because it's just basically water beneath you. All right, in you go, and hold your breath for a bit.
Roy, take this. And he like reaches into his pouch and pulls out the diamond he used to use for chromatic orb.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks. I know you didn't have to do this, and I don't know why you're doing it, but I appreciate it.
Wish I could say, but
right. Tally ho. And he kind of like holds his wrists out to get the shackles undone.
Right. And he undoes the shackles and loops them back onto his belt. Just don't tell anyone, and I am going to play my best the part that you can use your magics on me, and yeah, that'll work.
Hey, you want a permanent mark as a souvenir?
No. I don't want to be executed for being a thrall.
All right, you're lost. And he just like falls backward into the water and just rushes off.
Okay. Yeah. And you don't really see this, but he just slams the gate shut, and closes the padlock. Yeah, and you fall for about like a good 10 feet or so before you finally hit a splash of water, fairly rancid in smell, as it carries you off swiftly down a series of corridors, finally outputting you at the end of kind of like the carved tunnels of an underground sewer with waters like feeding into a larger system, finally kind of ejecting you out from that into the sewer proper, to which you kind of fly out and take 3 points of bludgeoning damage. So you just kind of get thrown out and land.
Both of us, or
she has a frog in my pocket.
Yeah, I would say you wouldn't really necessarily be hit quite as hard, or if at all.
Okay.
Mostly just Andros being the one that's actually riding the waves.
Right. Okay. That's a relief. I have a frog's HP right now.
Oh, that really hurt.
Do I want to stay this way, or do I want to?
He's gonna go like reach. He's gonna like pat himself down, and he's like, "Well, right." He reaches in and pulls out Marani, and holds him right in front of his face.
I'm link with him, and I just say, "Well, that was thoroughly disgusting."
That was fucking amazing. I've really got to learn to do this. This is really cool.
It has its uses, that's for sure.
Right, well, now I'm a fugitive for real.
Yes, well, one problem at a time. For now, we need to get out of here.
Yeah. Left or right?
Hold on.
Holding. Do we
Okay,
see?
so
Do we see anybody in this sewer pipe where we've been ejected out into?
Nope. It is just a dark, almost single path sewer, with a slight incline, leading as you just need to draw this out because I wasn't expecting. But anyway, leading out to the. Probably just draw something real quick. It's going to get harder to describe. More squares. I mean, fairly.
While Marani's in his hand, he's going to use Prestidigitate and kind of clean her off a little bit.
Well, that might have been pointless here in a second, but
Oh, that would be not what I wanted to do because I just put you in the background.
oh,
Whoops.
We are part of the map now.
You
We
are
are
forever
the map.
part of the map. Yeah. So the sewer exit you came out on was on the right side of the tunnel. Going north, top map part of the map, the sewer does continue on, but you do feel there's an upward slope to it, as if continuing this way takes you probably higher. Which you would, I guess, imagine if you have any idea of sewer systems, would probably take you closer to the King's Castle. As sewage would just flow down towards the canals where they would deposit it, and going southbound, where it starts feeling like it's slanting downward, filtering out, following the course of the water would lead you further away, back probably through Noble's Court or such. But currently you only see this long path on both ends.
Right, so up or down?
okay. So I'm gonna leap out of Barnacle's hands and into the water, and I'm gonna pop out of my wild shape, and then I'm going to cast Augury. To see, let me read the verbiage here.
Oh, great. Let's see. Sorry, it's kind of I think it's everyone, but I know it's kind of need everyone back to. Receive an omen about a course of action that you can take.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, if I have to be specific, I guess I'll say I want to get a feeling from the direction, I guess, up.
Okay. If you fall, what you get the feeling if you went up?
Would going that way give us a good chance of actually making it out of here?
Okay, for going up, right?
Yes.
Up along. Okay. It would not. It would give you woe.
Okay. Down it is.
Into the Underdark.
Really? Onward.
Onward, indeed.
Okay. Did we ever get Noko back?
Yeah,
No goes back.
He back.
Yay.
I've been back for a while.
Yeah, he's been back. For
Yes, yeah.
I didn't hear him. Okay. All right. So as Morani and Andros trudge along in the sewers, we will go ahead and hop over to Alton, Thamor, Whisper, and Evian. So Whisper had just pretty much invited you up, and the halfling had come down to invite you all, basically escort you up. And as you head up on the ladder, Thamor, Evian's in front of you, climbing up towards the opening in the top. And as you reach the top of the ladder, you notice a bit of a light as Evian's climbing up, kind of surrounding the pathway out. And after she climbs up, the light goes out. And as you pull yourself out of the hole, you're sitting in Whisper's house. With Alton Alden and Whisper just kind of staring at you, maybe looking a bit perplexed as Evian is nowhere to be seen. And pinned to your chainmail is a flower.
What did I see? Like, was that?
So you and Whisper from the top portion of watching the ladder literally just saw a flash of light.
So we saw Evian, but then
Yeah, you saw them like coming up, like you saw Evian, you see a flash of light, kind of like covering the surface of the ladder, like the hole where the ladder is, and then there's no Evian, just Thamor like climbing up with a flower pinned to his armor.
Oh, that's new.
Don't get me wrong, but wasn't Evian just in front of me?
I have never seen her do that before, but I don't think she's invisible. And Alton sidelong glances at Whisper, like, don't blame me, I didn't do it.
Thamor, roll me a perception check.
Uh-oh. Brandon's still on all the 20s. Skills, there we go. Arcana, athletics, why do I... There it is. Excuse me.
Okay. All right then. Alton, you can roll me one as well. This might be something you would notice, but we'll see.
Perception. Go. Oh no! I see nothing.
Nope, you're barely even paying attention at this point, seeing Thamor come up, and you're just kind of looking around, seeing if you could spot where Evian is gone.
I'm pretty sure I'm in a Roll20 negative streak right now.
I'm sorry, I used up the nat 20 quota for the night.
No, it started before this game was in Floof. I was rolling horrible.
Everyone was rolling so bad.
I didn't roll a single. Well, I rolled like once that night.
Because it was so bad on Tuesday.
That was horrible. Anyway.
I was not rolling that night. No, thank you.
So I don't notice anything, and Thamor doesn't notice anything,
and Whisper's just kind of like got one eyebrow kind of raised as she looks over the ladder and goes, I believe you said there was one more, darling.
Yes, the flash of light there, I think, was her disappearing somehow?
They are probably indisposed right now.
What does that mean?
You know as much as I do right now.
Okay.
Usually make it a habit to know who's in my home and how they leave. They will need to look into the matter of flashes of light on my ladder. This is not a comfortable scenario.
In any case, Thamor, what were you and Evian hoping for here?
Myself, I was following Evian. As for what she would want, I do not know anymore.
Alton face palms.
Probably should have asked now on the way down.
Well, I guess I'll start then. I was looking for... I was looking to inform you, really, of quite a twist that you may have heard of already, since it seems information travels so quickly to you. One of our party was unceremoniously revealed to be using an illusion amulet to appear as though he were someone he was not, and is now being blamed for the scuffle that I missed when you so graciously spirited me away from a meeting that they had in, I can't remember where exactly that was. What it was called.
It was House Leopold's mansion.
Thank you. And I think he's now being held in the castle prison.
You are correct. I make it a point to keep track of a lot of information in this city. As you may very well guess, it plays a very important role in my job. Now, as for the predicament of your friend, well, it's going to be a curious case. It is up to the noble's court to decide his fate. I, myself, do hold a seat. The other nobles, as far as my information can tell, most of them are being bought out, as it normally were, to influence the vote.
So he is accused of vandalism at worst? I can't I didn't pick up a whole lot of the charges. I was trying to stay out of the fray.
Word in the court is he is accused of attempted murder of a noble, as well as threatening and destruction of property.
Prognosis is not good.
Unfortunately, no, made even worse by a very powerful, influential house, willing to dive deep into pockets to bribe its way the decision forward. And since it's a minor case, the king is not necessarily being involved. Meaning left entirely to the nobles, it's, well, as good as sealed. The only opposing vote would be potentially myself, should I act, though I have no reason to do so, and perhaps any of the other smaller nobles or honorary members, if they should be listened to.
Alright, well, I think the man has shown himself to be a friend, and I, of course, know that he is innocent of any crime committed. However, given the situation you've just described to me concerning a potential vote on his innocence, I think maybe I would like to focus on how we might either break him out, or if it is more appropriate to use some of our resources, and he, kind of dips his head a little bit in respect to saying our, because he's not really he's not really been in the fold for very long. To hide him if he does get out. He is in quite a spectacle now. He's a blue tiefling.
Yes. Were he an antique, I would collect him and display him on a shelf. Unfortunately, that sort of thing is frowned upon, and even in my circles, we don't trade in the lives of others anymore.
Given that he's used an illusion amulet in the past, is that something that we might be able to procure from your network? Another one, maybe?
3 steps ahead of you, darling. I've got some of my best associates working to retrieve that particular item. However, it is going to be difficult. From my last known source, it is still in the clutches of Arestamore, and as annoying and droll as I find that elf to be, he is very powerful in his divination magics.
So, are there any other options besides going after the necklace that was taken?
And she kind of sits back on a very kind of lush chair, and just kind of reaches out a hand, and almost just on command, a response, a servant rushes over with a bottle of wine, to which she
don't mind if I do. Is there another chair in the room?
Yeah, there's a couple of chairs lying about the room. It's like the living room entryway kind of thing, like the main foyer kind of deal.
I would like to sit down and wait expectantly for a cup and some wine.
Yeah, she uncorks it, and another servant rushes over with cups, eyes the two of you, brings 2 more cups, kind of pulls out 2 more cups, and then she pours you to drink.
You better not give much to my friend here. He has a bit of a drug problem. Magical drug problem.
Yeah, one of those, are you? Oh, with the right
Don't ask him
coin.
to take off his helmet.
I am intrigued, but I know my bound. Though, darling, if you ever the coin, I can procure you some very interesting...
Oh no.
Eyebrow raise.
Interesting pills and things to suit your nature or desires.
Man, she's
Coin
a
permitting.
dealer too. Hot.
I am good, but thank you for the offer.
Do you have access to any magical goats?
Why? No, that's how this
Sorry, I'm
whole
not
empire
there.
started. Now, she kind of like leans back, swirling the cup in her hand. As to the problem of the dilemma of your friend, the first and foremost question that it brings to mind, my dear, is how would it benefit, well, myself and my organization? I do highly await results from your upcoming excursion. Bearing that, I still have no, how should I say, investment as of yet.
Well, I can only imagine that should I try to accomplish the mission that you've given me alone, it'd be quite difficult. But I'm certainly willing to increase my debt to you if it were to result in us restoring our party member so that we can execute the mission for you with the least amount of risk.
Noble and pragmatic. But foolish, perhaps. You were saying that you yourself cannot handle without the aid of a, well, as you say, a magic drug addict and a blue devil accused of noble frauds.
These are not the only party members available to me, but they are an integral part of the team. As I'm sure you're aware, diversity is very helpful when attempting such risky missions.
Oh, Alton, what am I going to do with you?
Smirk, leans back.
Very rarely has one of such promise come into my place, found his way by luck, accident, fate, whatever you call it, found his way into my employ, bearing the thing I sought for so many years, and yet here you are, asking a favor.
I tell you what. I am not afraid to attempt the mission on my own. I think it will be difficult, but it could be done. And in exchange for that accomplishment, I would ask that you help my friend. I will leave immediately, attempt to secure the item we've discussed, and if I should return with the item and my friend is convicted and hung, then he kind of shrugs. He's not going to make a threat openly, but there's the implication there that you may not get what you want.
Go ahead and roll me a, persuasion or intimidation.
Let's see.
Like, not necessarily, overpowering her, but just curious
No.
to see.
Yeah. Persuasion. Oh, that's a good one. All right. Roll 20 is absolutely going to fuck me here. I'm just calling it.
Hey!
Hey!
Not too bad. I was kind of hoping for
Not bad
something
at
more,
all.
though. I rolled an 8.
It was like reverse karma.
She has this like almost serious look on her face as she's like almost as she stops swirling and gives you a serious look for a moment.
That should be a 19. I don't know why it only added 10. It should be adding 11. I'm sorry.
And she kind of almost, it looks as if though she's going to like strike out at you. And then she just throws her head back and just starts laughing. There's just this mirthful, just almost pure laughter. Oh, it has been years since anyone has had the audacity. Oh, Alden, you are a breath of fresh air and an organization filled with the dredges and rabble of society, all groping for coin. Yes, perhaps there is hope for you yet. And I feel I have faith that our goals align in this matter. She kind of takes a sip from the wine, and you see her make a motion with her other hand, like she just kind of snaps her fingers, and you hear her scurrying up the ladders. You see the little halfling come up, and take kind of a bow. Go check the sewers. Something has set off my proximity, the spells I've set over the noble's quarters. And if what my associate here is telling me about his group and adventures is correct, we may be of accord. The halfling just shrugs, bows, heads back down the sewers. It seems, young Alton, your friend is rather resourceful.
This is good news. I think maybe he might have had help from another one of my associates.
Quite likely. My alarms picked up 2. Hopefully there are actually 2 this time and not just, well, a flash of light. Though you do continue to surprise me, so we will see. Now, as to the matter of what to do, there will be complications. He may be free of his cell, but he is not free of the city's jurisdiction, and they will not be happy unless there is one to hang. And if I picked him up in the sewers, there can be no doubt that Arestamore has picked him up as well. That one has been busy.
Perhaps
He'll lose my own detection magics, and yet puts his own in place.
Perhaps I should take Thamor here and meet the party underground and seek to escape
Or protection.
immediately. Not involve you in any way.
That could be one way, yes. Though returning to the city would be difficult after. You potentially could make it back in through the back routes, but your friends would be discredited for those that are known amongst the city for aiding a fleeing criminal without trial.
Perhaps.
The other option is trying to...
Disguise him.
If you, a good mage or a clever makeup artist, maybe get a decoy or give Arestamore a fake to kill or take to trial. I care not which. Though it may take a bit of convincing to fool him. Or failing that, if Arestamore is to meet you in the sewers, it looks as though he plans to potentially take the justice into his own hands. Curious. I know not why he would do such. But if that be his plan, if you were to beat him, and then get a decoy or a double in place, or an illusion, maybe something to pass off of the noble's court, executed or not, might alleviate your friend of his issues if you can if he can procure another amulet of sorts to disguise himself. Aye.
If we met Arestamor in combat underneath the city and prevailed, would the city guard drop the case?
Depends on how. And she gives you kind of a very wicked looking grin. How you frame the scene of the fight, isn't it? The sewers are an awfully dangerous place, even for an elven envoy that no one in the city fully trusts.
I think if we could convince those to follow the fight, that their eyes perceive both of them, my friend and Arestamor, as having been killed there, they could report back. And that would be, hopefully, the end of it. I think I could handle a couple of parts of that, but I would need to consult with my friends before confirming all of it. I think the 2 parts I could handle would be, number 1, the fight, and then number 2, hopefully putting some kind of disguise on a body of sorts, to be found with Arestamor and shown to be the Blue Tiefling. Probably difficult, but not impossible. The part that we would need help with would be probably in the fight, and then obviously after the report is made that both of them have died, the influence to actually drop the case.
If you manage to pull off convincing that your friend died in the battle with the Arestamor into the sewers and they killed off each other, the case will likely be dropped anyway. Arestamor is the accuser, and the nobles have nothing better than or no more reason to chase. Their coffers are already filled with the verdict to sentence your friend to death.
Okay.
There may be some that try to push the case further, but they will be met with dead end.
Tell me, when you're it occurs to me that I should probably ask this halfling's name. You know the one.
Oh, him?
Waiting to write it in chat. The one thing I'm going to accomplish this session, I'm going to figure out this thing's name.
Amazing.
He hasn't earned his full name among the organization yet, but we just call him Crag for now.
K or C?
Craig. Damn it, Craig.
Crag with a K. Or at least I believe that's what he goes by.
And he's a halfling?
Mm-hmm.
Well, should Craig return with news of well, I don't know his name anymore, but my former associate's escape, I think I know who's with him. Is there any chance that we know that they may be headed into a... We could get them to lead their pursuers into a trap?
Depends. I know not how far Restamor's plans go. He is one of the few that can traverse my sewers without me knowing. Like I said, he's a droll elf, but his powers of divination...
Would you be able to message? Similarly to how you... And he grabs his ring. Message
To
them?
Crag, yes. To your compatriots, no. I know not them, nor have I really interacted with them, nor do they share the ring that I have with you.
Welp. Looks like...
For all I know, they may already be engaging in a fight.
Right. That's what I was just going to say, is the only thing I can do now is
Go
to
find them
intercept
myself.
them and assist.
I wish you luck, Alton. But know this. My association cannot help you directly in the fight. We can help in the aftermath with no witnesses, of course, but if something were to turn south, as it were, cannot have my association affiliated with that. I'm sure you understand the nature of the business.
Of course. He stands up, swigs the last of the wine, and gives a subtle bow. Maybe
Should I send out a courier to your other compatriots? I believe one has now also achieved potentially a title of noble, if my sources be correct.
Oh yeah, they are.
If you would be so kind.
Sorry.
She snaps her fingers, and just kind of a normal guard rushes in from like the front of the room, like guarding the door. She hands him a like scrawled piece of parchment. He bows and starts running out the door. He will be notified, and it is up to your associate and how they respond. But again, I wish you luck, Alton and friends. Remember your promise to me. Your duty still lies. I will have what I want.
Yep, he bows and winks and drags Thamor back down the hole.
Into the hole we go.
Yeah. Okay. Guess we can. I think I want to set this up.
Thamor, next time you get a bright idea to go track down my patron, as you would call her, of the Thieves Guild when they're down in the sewer. Please think twice.
Don't.
Well, to be fair, one, I didn't know that she was down here. Two, you never told me about her.
I believe I did on
He
the
was-
boat.
He was sleeping.
Thamor, oh no, that's right.
I believe you have.
Did Evian not tell you what you were doing?
No, she did not.
Oh, I see. Might have to have a talk with her then.
Well, if you could find her, that'd be good for both of us.
Yeah. Let's head towards the
Now,
Towards
what's this about this mission?
prison. Well, the person you just met is obviously the head of a very covert network, so it behooves you not to tell anyone that you know her or of her network. The original adventure that we all went on when we were transported into that book, do you remember that?
I do.
Seems that one of the prize things from that adventure was a fragment of a crown, and I've been in possession of that fragment ever since. I met our this whisper person when I snuck into the city, and she sensed that piece was in my possession and has some designs on the rest of that crown as if it were some prize. And so she, in exchange for, I'm assuming, my life, because I snuck into her network, charged me with seeking out the other pieces of the crown. But yes, there is a network of passages that you are now inside of, underneath and within the city walls, and gaining entrance to them is a little easier than I would like, but
Yep, that was quite literally one swing.
yes, I imagine it was not a lot of trouble for you to get in, but yeah, I was a little nervous when she said that you guys were in the network. And you hadn't told me about it first, so I thought I might get quite the talking to, or perhaps worse.
Oh, seems to have gone mostly well.
So I figure, yeah, let's go find see if our new friend Andros managed to sneak out of the dungeon. Kind of heads off in that direction.
Namor's following behind.
Okay. You guys proceed along the sewers, heading up. Zidane, shortly after leaving Father Rael's house, kind of riding off, you pretty much just bump into the courier who's leaving Whispers mansion.
Does it happen to be right next to Father Riel's?
No, it's
Okay.
still several blocks down. She actually
That would
owns
have
a
been
fairly large.
interesting.
But the courier kind of he's just running along the street, spots your wolf, or your dog, wolf, divinity, plant thing.
Fine wolf. Let's go with that.
Sure. And rushes off towards you, kind of like waving his hands for you to stop.
Skidding to a stop.
A message for you, sir. Hands the piece of parchment to you, bows, and then starts running off.
Is there a seal on the message?
There is not.
Well, let's open it. It's going to be a common thing, he supposes.
So yeah, just kind of it's hastily written, but very finely written. If that makes sense. Like it's still very fine. Like obviously by someone with a very notable fancy handwriting. Your associates seem to have gotten themselves out of their current predicament and are now wandering the sewers beneath you. Should you care to aid them?
I hate when I'm right. Does it have any other instructions or?
Not really. No, it's just a blank piece of paper. Just a piece of parchment.
Darn. So here's something dumb. Anytime I casted Divine Sense, did I ever pick anything up from my party members? Anything especially strong? And more, I guess, specifically from Barnacle / Andoros?
No.
Okay.
Well, yeah, not really. Like, you kind of picked up, like, traces, but nothing that was, like, necessarily, like, pinging your sensor as far as good or evil or celestial or,
Nothing significant.
yeah.
I think there was suspicion on me, but I'm not 100% sure on that one.
No, you were just being an ass during that one time. You were coming back. Let's see.
Wow. Slam!
He's not wrong.
Oh, look, a holy man. Let's play with him a little bit and question his ethics and morality. Yes, this will end nicely.
Well, he's a construct. But do continue.
Uh-huh. Yeah. Below in the sewers. Oh, man. That's not good. Can we go to the overland, please? Or the
Right.
city map?
Dude.
It's time for a sewer level.
So,
There's no chandeliers.
where about... I have no idea where they would be. I don't really want to be... What's that rule when someone is lost? You need to
Always make
stay
right.
put? Or
Seek
make
an
a...
adult.
Yes, I need an adult. Zidane definitely needs an adult.
You're the adult now.
Oh no. Yes, Shinari, what to do?
Surely.
No,
I'm in danger.
let's kick it into high gear and start making my way over to the stockades. If it was a gentle trot before, now it's just running down the streets on top of a forest covered wolf.
Okay, you're just heading straight for the dungeons.
Yeah, towards the dungeon, stockade, whatever.
Okay. I'm gonna quickly hop over then. Absinthoss.
I'm passed out last time I checked.
You were, but I mean, some time has passed in all this.
How
It's not like you're
long
passing out for days. But you kind of start coming to your head's a bit foggy, a bit hazy. The gazebo around you, its magic is worn off. And the veil is still around you, but the magic of the anti-magic field around itself is already kind of faded. And you hear a voice in your head. Familiar voice. Arrestamore. Young one, the time is nigh. Time to show where your loyalty lies.
Oh, let me get my breastplate first.
Ah,
You can't make me stop getting the breastplate, okay?
You can pick it up on the way out, like as
No armor fitting for you.
you can pick it up on the way out. Like it'll out of context, and like thing. It's basically it's already been left by the in the foyer. Like your servants already left it there for you. But no. Anyway, but Arrestamore just kind of says, "Your companion has made his move. We enter the sewers. It is time to put an end to this." And he just kind of he just says, meet beneath the sewers, beneath Leopold's house. You'll find a grate on the eastern walk that you can pry apart and come down. We await your assistance.
All right, I'll get going. I'll just get out of the gazebo and I'll quickly find one last time as I'm walking to get the armor. Is Mother still around?
Nope. The house seems eerily quiet.
Well, I guess I'll just leave a note for where their Mother's room is. We'll wait a minute to see if Arrestamore is stopped his weird vision scrying thing. Kind of bumble around a little.
Okay. I mean, he doesn't talk to you, or you hear nothing else from him for a while.
Better take better precautions for what I'm about to do. I'll leave a quick note saying, today we wage war. For Mother, and then grab the breastplate, and head down the sewers.
Okay. As you are leaving your estate as well, you see a divine wolf blazing past, running at high speed in kind of a random direction.
Kind of just look at it. Do you have any idea where it's going?
In the general vague direction of the castle.
Would I be able to make a perception check at disadvantage? A check to see if I recognize the figure I'm barreling through? Okay.
I mean, you're not racing. I'm sorry, I was kind of more of a just kind of setting. You're not racing so fast that literally everything's a blur.
Oh.
So yeah, you can roll a perception to see if you spot him as you're going. But it's not like you're going so fast. Yeah.
Hey!
Yeah, you definitely notice Absinthoss emerging from his
I thought you said it
estate.
would be at disadvantage, but
No, I was gonna say just not with advantage or
Oh, yeah.
disadvantage because he's not racing so fast that everything's a blur. He's just kind of like trotting. Because Zidane, he doesn't even really know the full layout of the Noble's Court, so he's kind of just trying to find his way there.
Trying very hard.
So he's taken a few wrong turns. He's probably like looped around a bit or gotten stuck at where he thought there would be a street, but there's a villa. It's not exactly a familiar territory for you.
Okay. So, noticing that it's Absinthos, Zidane pats Shinari on the head to go and approach him.
that makes sense for going down to the sewer.
Absinthos, have you had word from any of the others?
Not from a source you would like.
Well, a source is still a source.
Let's just say things will get violent in the sewers.
Oh,
And,
that's lovely.
You know, discretion is the better part of valor. That's all I can say to you. Trust me, okay?
All right. Is there enough room for 2 people on the big wolf summon steed?
Don't follow me. I know what I must do. Like I said, just trust me on this one.
Can you at least tell me where?
Not even I know. All I can say is trust me. And I guess get everyone else to... I guess we can talk a little bit. Do you know what the foundation of all conflict is?
I'm not exactly sure how philosophy is going to help us save our friends in the short term, Absinthos.
Well, let's just say not all things are as they appear to be. You know how Arestamor was serving that void dragon of sorts?
Yes?
Well, let's just say the things you see down there may not be what the truth is. Well, I must get going.
You are leaving a very confused Zidane, who then telepathically signals to Shinari to keep going. Back towards the stockade or dungeon. Woo!
All right.
It's a treacherous form of fruit.
I think
It seems like a good.
Yeah, I'm
Jumping
trying to
off
think
point.
that would be a good stopping point because, it's not exactly like hidden at this point. Yeah, there's definitely going to be some form of conflict coming up, and I kind of want to set the stage for that a bit more.
And we get the level up.
Yes, that was the second part of it. Is I want to level you guys up before the conflict. I want you guys to be. You will get enough XP to level up, set your stuff up for it for this next,
Yay.
encounter.
Also, we get a
however.
dungeon map, right? Right?
Yeah,
I will try to draw one up. That's why I said I want to plan this one out a bit more, because I want this fight to be a bit more intricate.
Girlish squealing.
Ooh, actually, level
Actual
6
dungeon
has
fight.
Paladin.
What do you mean
Hey!
planning? I'm just gonna knock them down and
Everyone-
step on the backs while their heads in the sewer.
Also, I have a bard related request, Salty.
Sure.
What does Whisper look like?
Find us a picture of our.
please
friend.
give me something to go on.
Dang, okay.
Watch.
I'm rolling a bard for a reason.
Alton's just gonna start carving wood faces.
Alright.
I don't know how to describe her. I guess I'll try and find a picture of what my mind is kind of putting together. My brain
You can
almost
always ask.
yeah.
You can ask K-Tron to try and find one. She's good at finding those.
I have many suggestions.
She's red, has face tentacles, and has really purple
Oh God, no,
eyes.
no. That's like the that would be the most evil thing to do, because then I'd be like, oh, that's me. That's not good. Anywho,
I'll try and find something like it.
so we get a level though.
Yeah.
This is awesome.
You're gonna get a level. Like I said, I'm kind of trying to plan this out because, like I said, a lot of this was open ended because I didn't know what route you guys were gonna take.
You let us split the party 6 ways. And that's
Well,
Yeah, I would be surprised if Whisper didn't have a charm that changes their appearance too.
I let that happen
sure.
mainly because I knew I let the party split 6 ways, but I also knew there was still a common goal at the end of it. So it wasn't like, unless you guys were to completely derail and like leave the city, which sure. I don't know why you would have, but sure. I knew there was a
Alton
common
actually thinking about doing that mission by himself, by the way. So yeah, I might have.
I would have tried to play it. It's just you'd have it'd been a bit more of like waiting back and forth, which
Yeah, I don't want to do that. Yeah.
it would have also
So we're
been
6 now.
yes.
6.
Should we roll health in chat?
Sure.
Okay.
So what was the rule for rolling health in Elmir?
Roll your hit die. I don't know.
Standard roll. I don't think I had anything special to it. You can either take the average, like without roll, or you can just roll if you want to go for broke.
Okay.
Excuse me.
Got a 3. Very average.
Where's the hit
really
die
don't
button
want to
again?
do this.
It is right on the core stats page. Core stats page, and you see where hit dice are underneath, like the right. It's like right side middle.
Yeah. I'm hoping. Again, I'm not trying to rush this segment, but I'm hoping that once this scenario of sorts gets resolved, we can start. Hopefully, I want to do another like dungeon crawl scenario coming up. It's my next plan.
Cool.
But first, we got to get through the drama that is Arrestamore, and everything else. But like I said, I kind of want a nice like setup for a bit of a like boss-esque fight kind of deal.
Yeah.
Hey!
Nice.
Holy shit.
Can you see that
Nice.
again, Trig? Keychain messaged me.
How did you get a 12 on a D10?
Plus con.
Yeah, so when you roll your hit dice, it automatically adds your constitution. So that's what the number that you show is actually what you add, because that already adds your constitution into it.
Oh, I rolled.
So I
real
rolled
shitty
a
then.
2.
Yeah.
I did
So
as well.
anyway, Noko, core stats, right in like the right side center. There'll
Right
be a
side
box
center.
that says hit dice, and there'll be like 4 text boxes with classes listed next to it, and then there'll be a use button for each class. So you would just roll the D10, which is the third one down.
Holy cow, I get so many cantrips now.
I think I get more spell slots too.
Not bad.
I don't think I got
I think I might get an extra 3rd level slot.
Do we? Yes? Question mark. I think level 6 gets us
I do, yeah. I
You get an extra 3rd. Yeah.
433. Yep, 433. Nice. That's a 7. 7 plus 2, 9. That's a pretty good roll.
So
Oh, I'm still
is your
I'm gonna stop streaming, by the way.
is your HP and AC and stuff the same now that you're Andros, or?
Yeah, so from a meta standpoint, what the charm was basically a charm that